Today is day one of my fully all-electric John boat build. As you guys know, I have this Tracker 1236. This is what we are going for. I completely graphic designed this myself. This is what the boat is supposed to look like when it's officially done. We're going to be doing all aluminum framing. We're not doing any kind of wood. All my boats in the past, we've done wood. I wanted to try something different. So we got a bunch of aluminum angle iron and we got PVC. You guys will see these giant sheets of 4x8 PVC. So we're gonna get started. I'll talk you guys through everything that we're doing as we go. I'm gonna get everything figured out, cut out, and then I'll pick the camera back up and show you guys exactly what I'm doing. So what we're using is 1/8 inch 1.5 angle, and we bought it from a local metal shop. If you guys go to like Home Depot or Menards, it tends to be way more expensive. So we bought it in a 25-foot piece for 88 bucks, I think it was. Here's my layout right now. 4 pieces for center support. We're gonna go ahead and put a cross member all the way. Now we just gotta drill holes and rivet all the pieces in. This cover right here is actually the finished product of the boat that you're watching being built right now. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to the company RV Masking. They sent me this cover long before I even started this build, so huge shout out to them. And if you guys are looking for a good quality, inexpensive boat cover, hit the link in the description below. But back to the video. We currently have about 8 hours into this build, and we almost have this thing entirely decked out. So if you take a look at the front deck here, you'll see all the aluminum angle that I put in. Again, this is 1/8 by 1.5 aluminum angle. We're still on a good budget with it. I think I'm at this point maybe like 110 bucks invested, which isn't bad. My goal is to get all the angle done for like 150. So originally I was gonna box this all out, but I decided not to do that. I ended up with kind of like this A-frame. So as you guys can see the way this goes, we have supports everywhere. We have center supports. So this is solid. It's gonna be awesome. I put these bead strips on the seats because I notched into this angle to sit on top of this seat. This is gonna be one big platform. I wanted it level all the way across. We got the whole back boxed up. Everything is symmetrical. Each hatch is 16 5/8 wide. I've been going AWOL on measurements and things like that, so this whole boat is squared off as it can be. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, but John boats are never square. They're never symmetrical. There's always something different from the other side. So to start, I took a piece of angle and I riveted it to the bench seat. Then from there, I cut 2 smaller pieces of angle and riveted them to the rear of the boat and or the transom. From there, I put cross members in about 16 and 5/8 width apart, and I spaced them out roughly 5 inches away from the side of the boat. Now, the majority of this frame was riveted together except for where the transom is. The rivets that I have are not long enough, and you can't rivet through wood for the most part. So what I ended up doing was I got 1.5-inch screws with washers, and I put those on the back. I put washers on both sides, and then I filled the hole with adhesive. All these holes are above the float line, so it's kind of overkill to even glue them, but again, better safe than sorry. Things are looking good back here, and we're officially done with the frame. Now we have to figure out how to cut and fit all this PVC. This is going to be tough, so I think what I'm going to do is run to the store and maybe pick up some poster board. I'm gonna do my best to make a template so that I can get something to really fit, but gosh guys, this is the hardest part. I'll be honest with you, the hardest freaking part is cutting the deck out because nothing is symmetrical. All right, so we spent all of last night getting the deck completely put together. As you guys can see, we're ready to rock. It's nothing crazy. It's just cardboard cut out to fit the back and front deck. But now the hard part. We have to take these templates and move them over to the PVC board. I am very nervous because this stuff, like I was saying, is $100 a sheet. And one little mistake costs a lot of money. I'm by myself today. I don't have anybody to help me. I feel pretty confident with the templates I made. I'm just really hoping that when I transfer them to the PVC board that it fits. Once again, crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. Alright, here's the fun part. It looks good. I really hope this works. Wow. I am very impressed with myself. It sure as heck ain't perfect, but it is darn close. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm actually really impressed with myself. I got this thing about as perfect as it can get. I've come a long way, guys. All my experience and everything has been literally self-taught. Now, don't get me wrong, this looks awesome, but it ain't over yet. I'll show you guys the back too. Looking good. I don't know if I explained this to you guys earlier, or I might not have said anything at all, but I wanted to save money on PVC because this stuff is so expensive that I flushed it with the back deck so that I could use the back bench seat as a casting deck. When I put the EVA or the carpet, whatever I decide to go with on, you're probably not even going to be able to tell. So I'm really happy with how it looks so far. This is going to be such a fun mini little boat. All right, so now it was time for the hard part. This was literally the craziest thing I've ever done on a build. There was no way to trace the compartments onto the PVC board, so I literally had to take measurements very, very strategically and carefully from the entire boat framing that I created and then transfer them onto the PVC board. I then traced everything with a straight edge to the best of my ability and cut them out with a jigsaw. Is it really on my head?
Yes.
No way. When did it get there? All right, folks, we have ourselves a fully functional PVC deck. So I did a few things off camera, that being installing these doors and these hinges. It's kind of hard to open them, so I got to use a flathead. I don't have latches yet, but to give you a gist, here's what the layout looks like. And then this middle one, I'm including in there just like that as well. So here is what the layout looks like. As you guys can see, I did the framing like so. It's basically two main parallel beams, or I'm sorry, actually four main parallel beams. We have one on the outside, two on the inside, and another on the other side. That was our main base for the framing. And then I ran two cross beams on center, and then I did two support beams in the dead center as well. Everything riveted with a 1/4 inch rivet, and then I even did another cross beam right here in the middle so that I could support that main door. And then for the rear, I'm kind of thinking that I'm gonna leave this as is. I'll show you guys the framing. I boxed out the back, I went angle, riveted directly into the bench, and then I ran 1 inch 1/8 angle for supports. Now the reason I'm debating on leaving this as one whole hatch is because I don't think it's necessary to have hatches back here, but at the same time I think this board by itself just has a lot more integrity if I just leave it just like so. For me, this is going to be more supportive for whoever's fishing back here, but also I don't really keep anything back here but trolling motor batteries and gas tanks. All we have left to do is paint the boat, wrap the boat, and cover it in SeaDek. So we're gonna be doing that in a different video. I've never wrapped anything ever in my life, and the last John boat I did, I actually just spray painted it. So this should be really interesting. Stay tuned. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer that for you. Otherwise, I will see you guys when this thing is fully completed.